I stopped earlier on my warm-up for a run that I've just done to take some pictures of the sea behind me, and you might be able to notice the difference in the texture of the sea because I'm standing in front of the street at Whitstable, which is a natural sandbar that goes out about a mile now, but used to go out about 3 miles when the sea levels were lower. As I was taking the pictures, a neighbour of mine came by and I mentioned it to him because the discoloration between the sea, which would be on my right now, so your left as you're looking at it, and that on my left, your right, with the sandbar, was quite noticeable. It was very cloudy and murky on one side and reasonably clear on the other. And we got chatting, and he mentioned that last year there was an awful lot more green seaweed than there has been for many years, and he said that the reason for that was because the shipping in the Thames estuary, which is over behind me, was reduced because of the impacts of coronavirus, and consequently more weed grew. Which reminded me of something that I'd read last week or the week before, to say that the ozone layer had sort of recovered a little bit because the Chinese economy had been affected by the coronavirus and reduced the amount of its CO2 emissions to such an extent that the ozone layer had repaired a little bit. Not entirely, but it repaired a little bit. And I just mentioned to him that I hope the world takes note of what's happened there, because there is a real opportunity just by simply changing our methods of fueling things to more sustainable processes. For example, and I know it's not a popular one, but nuclear fuel, apart from the spent rods, although they are long lasting, but they're very confined. Solar power, even wind, although wind power I'm told isn't as productive. If solar farms are placed right around the equator, there is very much more power that's available, certainly within the temperate zones, that could power the world without the need for fossil fuels.